Hey, pick 'em pie, big gun Brian Petrie, giving out the lot. One is mortal, you know it won't miss. Gonna take a shot, dog lock, that's the underdog. Yeah, they in the hunt, send them home, that's KO or submission. Yeah, somebody done, slime ball, yeah, that's the parlay. We gon' make it known. Pick 'em pie from MMA tapes, yeah, let's get it going.
Ooh, we're on a Wednesday. This is coming out on a Wednesday. I've been wanting to get it out early. We're doing it. My kids are well behaved. They got their iPads. They got their fruit snacks. I think we're going to be okay. You know what I mean? What's up with the what's up? UFC Burns versus Morales. I keep saying Medeiros. Don't know why. If I do it at this podcast, I wish I had a shot collar, right? And I did it live. And anytime I say Madero, bam, I get shocked. But that's not going to happen. It's Morales. It's Morales. Now, the only negative of me doing it early is I'm going to have to make another video giving you the green hammer and slime ball, because the slime ball is part of a prop. There's not a lot of props out right now. There's a few, but I need the whole board to throw in the slimy. You know what I mean? So that'll be an independent video. I'll post that on maybe like a YouTube short, Instagrams, Twitters, all that stuff. Sorry about last week. I apologize deeply to the great Evan Longoria. I'm not even going to get, I was going to go into, I have notes here. We got to do a couple of things off the top before we get to the fights. I know if I remember, I'll do the, I'll do the timestamps, but we'll see. So people can skip over this. I don't want to listen to this, whatever, go fuck yourself. Deeply apologize to Evan Longoria. I literally have notes here to tell you the details. I'm going to spare you the details. Let's just say it was a food poisoning incident, and I was sweating through my clothes, looking at the camera that I'm looking at right now, looking whiter than I already am. I mean, like a ghost. And I couldn't do it. I've done the anticonflorine with a splitting migraine where I can't even see out of my eyes. I've done the anticonflorine, grip in my cheeks because of shit my pants. I put up with it, but I couldn't do it. I was in the fetal position after the show, drank a whole bottle of fucking Pepto-Bismol, the large bottle, chugged that like it had the fucking antidote in it, start to feel better. But regardless of that, I'm sorry. I did give pick outs. Evan submitted his picks. He did all his research. The guy's first class, and we'll get him back on. Obviously, he's a good buddy of mine, and he's always such a good guy to come on and break down fights, whatever. We tied. I suggested to the Twitter audience, and if you're not following me on Twitter, it's Brian Petrie MMA on Twitter. I just suggested to the Twitter audience, which should the tiebreaker be? Because I've had 3 ties so far this year. Need to get that tiebreaker. A lot of people suggested, there's some good suggestions. Earlier when this happened, in the podcast history, someone's like, well, if you pick more fights right, you should win. And I understand that value, but then it demeans the locks. Like, I won. Evan had a great card. I didn't pick the best card, but the Zahabi dog lock really, even in life too. I lost all my winnings on Bilal later, but I think it demeans the locks. The locks are the ones, like, picks are picks. The locks are the ones that we're telling you, go bet these motherfuckers. You got to go bet this. You know what I mean? So, still kicking around. Evan said, like, the NCAA tournament will do most significant strikes. Whoever's closest to the main event wins. I like that. That's a good leader right now. I'll cook on it. I'll sleep on it. I'll marinate with it. Another shout out to Evan Longoria. He finally, I didn't know this. I know he had flirted with retirement. He's been out for about a year and a half now. Missed last season. Obviously hasn't played this season. He's retiring. Now he's retiring June 7th. He gets to go to old Tampa Bay where he started, where he's a legend. I think they have a statue of him out there. The guy's just, and he's get to retire. 1-day contract with the Rays because he retires a Ray, which is unbelievable. I'll send him a quick text. That's a big deal. That's a big fucking deal. And congrats to Evan Longoria for that. That's amazing, bro. Like, just, I wish I was more of a baseball fan. Like, I knew Evan Longoria. I knew of the video with the catch. I knew he was on the cover of the video game. Obviously heard the name. I pay attention to all sports, but I'm not like dialed in. But I didn't really like pay much attention to his career. You know what I mean? Up until his final season, we became friends with the Diamond. We became friends, and he took the Diamondbacks to the World Series, and I was rooting for him hard then. But anyway, shout out Evan Longoria for getting your number retired, or maybe not number retired. Retiring as a Ray. You very much deserve it. First class human being. Speaking about June 7th as well. So This will be the final thing. I'm going to talk about Bilal and JDM real quick before we get to the fights. But this last little thing, this going to be a tease. You know what I mean? This is what we call in the biz a tease. So last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever, I teased like something that's coming up, something that's brewing that I'm a very itty bitty small part of. People kind of ran away. They thought maybe I got hired. Barstool, ESPN, UFC, none of that. No, this is going to be something for everyone that I'm a little bit of small part of, that I am super heavily invested in, that I think that is going to be awesome for not only just casual but hardcore MMA fans. And if you're watching the old MMA Takes podcast, you're watching OBP, you're a hardcore fan, right? This is right up your fucking alley. But again, it's for everyone. And it's going to really change the MMA community, I think, in a positive way. I think it's going to be fucking dope. But I was the two guys, the brothers that are spearheading this, that conceptualized this. I've sat down with Zooms with both brothers, awesome dudes, hardcore fans, generous and just, you know, salty earth guys who have just an incredible idea, and they're really smart guys. And there's other people involved as well that are really going to obviously take this thing to the next level. And hopefully I'm part of taking it to the next level as well. But I can't talk about what it is or anything like that till we launch. But both of those brothers will be on the show. They'll talk about it more. You guys will get to understanding. And then they're actually going to come on too, probably do picks, go head to head with old BP, see what's up, have an off year, but need some dubs. But one of the brothers, one of the guys that I have been introduced with, that we are doing I guess business with, if you want to call it that, had tickets to UFC in Newark, UFC 315. Is that what it is? O'Malley. Is it 315 or 316? I can't remember. Either way. And that's June 7th. Family vacation hugs up right against that. He texted me and said, hey, I got a hotel and a ticket with your name on it. He's got to pay airfare. I was out to eat. I was out getting ice cream with my kids and went, what? My vacation, we go to the beach every year, Wilmington, North Carolina, favorite place in the world, and we're going this year, May 31st to June 7th. I looked at my wife, who's incredible woman, flexible, supports me, knows how much things matter to me, and goes, well, we could always go home on Friday. We can cut it a day short. Because usually Friday we're packing, what's Saturday? Let's just go home a day early. And I said, I love you, right? So I immediately start looking for plane tickets or whatever, trying to make it work, trying to figure it out, because my wife, when we get back that Saturday, the 7th, she does hair and she's very talented, but she has a wedding party she's doing. So then we're like, well, who's going to do the kids? And blah, 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 blah. We're ironing all this out. And I'm looking at plane tickets, and there's really shitty options, right? I'm not a plane connoisseur. I don't fly a ton. So I usually go to the big airlines. I don't do Frontier or any of the bullshit. Southwest doesn't offer out of Cincinnati. I think it had to go to Louisville to get that. Either way, I was looking at like United. I was going to all the sites, pricing them all. The flights back on Sunday were the problem. The flights back were brutal. Anyway, I'm doing all this. I'm doing the math. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. All over the fucking website of this plane or the kayak or whatever the fuck, it's like, make sure you have your real ID. Make sure you have your real ID. And I just ignore it. I literally go to check out and I confirm with my wife, do you think this is a good idea? I'm ready to check out for the plane ticket. And it says, make sure you have your real ID. I'm like, fuck, I don't have a real ID. And I go and look to see what it takes to get a real ID. You need a social security card. I don't have one. I have a birth. I have everything but my social security. I haven't had that since I was like 10. Thanks, parents. So on Monday, I go and get this Monday. This all happened very quickly. This Monday, I call the Social Security office. See, if I need to go in, I can do it online, do everything online, fill out a Social Security card. It says it takes 14 days to get to you. She said, you might come in like 10 or 12 because you did it on a Monday. That's pretty good, but 14 days. And then when you get that, I got to go to the DMV or BMV, whatever you call it in your state. And I got to get the real ID when they mail to you in 10 days. I'll be on vacation for a week. And I'm like, oh my God, my anxiety is boiling. Like, I don't think I can do this. I think I'm going to miss out on going to New York. A really good friend of mine, he's in my wedding, one of my best friends in the world, lives in Manhattan. So I know if the flights were bullshit on Sunday, I could have went and stayed with him and took a later flight, whatever. I was making it work. And needless to say, it didn't work because the timing of the getting all that shit might have been rough. And then the rental car's in my name. We have to return that Saturday. My wife can't return it. And if you add her as a driver, it literally like doubles the price. And it's already $800 fucking dollars to rent a car, which is insane. So I don't want to pay $1,600 for a car. And yeah, it's just, it didn't work out. And I'm bummed about that. I really want to go that. I tried everything to do it, but it is what it is. However, silver lining, Chicago's true. DDP Chimaev in Chicago. Oh, hotel booked. Oh, yeah. Booked a hotel, little fancy joint. All right. 2 nights. It's about $800. Me and the wife. Whatever. $400 a night on a hotel. What are you doing, BP? It's my birthday month. My birthday's the 4th. I'm treating myself. And I love Chicago. I love the city of Chicago. And I was hoping they were getting a fight night or an event, fight night, pay-per-view, whatever. They're getting a pay-per-view, DD Chimaev. They're still got to add a main event, co-main event to that, excuse me. And then they just announced a backup Imavov. Excuse me, John, kill me if you heard that. So we're cruising, baby. We're cruising. So even though Jersey didn't work out, Chicago, Chi-Town going there. Tickets are on sale, I think mid-June is what my sources are telling me. So, yeah, can't wait. Hotel booked, though, babe. Hotel booked. Got a lot of, you probably saw on my Instagram, got a lot of Chicago people going, hit me up for Rex. I'll let you know all the spots, which I love because my wife is like a foodie. So we've been to Chicago a handful of times, and each time we'd like to go to a different place. So I'll definitely be getting back to those people and seeing what's up with Chicago. But, yeah, and then the final thing before we get to the fight to know we're 11 minutes in. I'm sorry. Again, I'll timestamp this. Probably not. I got to talk about my guy Bilal, right? First off, Zahabi won. Go fuck yourself, nerd. Zahabi 1, 2, and 3, bitch. Go fuck yourself. Not really. I love Aldo, but listen, Zahabi won. Bilal versus JDM. Wow. I haven't seen flow state like that from a fighter since like Cody Garbrandt, Dominic Cruz. JDM was just on point. 3-name Jack, man. This dude, he looked good. His defense was very good. His takedown defense was very good. He kind of let Bilal hit him a few times, right? The JDM likes to put himself in that fire. He throws himself in that fire. That's what you got to do when you fight in that pocket. I'm going to take some shots to give some shots. And boy, did he ever. One of my favorite fights of all time. Sucks a guy, Bilal, who I like, who I am friendly with. I like him as a person. I like him as a fighter. He's a really good dude. I don't understand the hate with Bilal. I never will. I know I'm closer than maybe some of the fans will. But if that fight didn't earn your respect for Bilal, right? What he did, broken nose, broken orbital, split lip, never gave up, showed a chin like crazy. Everyone's like, oh, well, his game plan was bad. I initially said that, but he went for 9 takedowns, just couldn't get him, right? And 2 judges had it 2-2 going in the 5th, right? And my analysis, which was dead wrong, was Bilal was going to take over the 5th. JDM almost finished in the 5th. So I don't know many welterweights that are beating JDM that night. He was on fire. He looked phenomenal. And I think Bilal showed the true grit, heart, and toughness of a champion, right? I truly don't know how you can't respect a man after that. I know you can maybe think he's corny with his talk, all that bullshit, whatever. But that's just a fighter's fighter. If he didn't get injured in that fight, if he didn't get the lip and the nose and the eye, he'd be in Chicago. He'd be defending the title in Chicago. But JDM's a motherfucker, right? He looked so good in that spot. And yeah, man, I can't believe I had it 3-1. 3-1 going into the 5th. I had Bilal winning the 4th round, JDM winning the first 3. I know there's a couple close rounds in there, but I thought Jack laying it really clean shots. And I had 3-1 going into 5th, and obviously Jack won the 5th. So 2 judges had it 2-2. Well, I mean, it was a competitive fight. It wasn't like a dog walk or whatever. Again, I just thought Jack laying it more significant in strikes in the better shots. And but man, the toughness on Bilal, man, incredible. I've yet to watch it back. It was one of my favorite fights I ever watched. Usually come main event time, I'm pretty dead because I'm an old man. I go to bed at 9. I was up. I was standing up, fucking hollering, right? But props to JDM. Props to Bilal Muhammad. Hopefully people who, there's a lot of people in the MMA world who want to watch, they love it and they make money off this sport and they invest a bunch of time into it. But they just want to watch the world burn with their fucking negativity. I mean, it's cool to listen, if you want to sit here and hit me up like, dude, Bilal fought dumb. There's a better game plan out there. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to argue with you. But just to come out to hate Bilal for no reason, I think it's stupid, right? I think we all have our favorite fighters. We all are entitled to that opinion, right? You can support your guy or whatever, but just hating a guy for no reason is just silly. And there's so many people in this MMA space that are like that are widely successful and widely popular, that are just so negative, not just towards Bilal, but to the sport, to the UFC, to everything. All right, let's get to these fights. I could go on and on. Tisha Pennington, -345 versus Luana Pinheiro. I don't know why I did an Italian accent there, but she is not Italian. Plus 275, clean sweep Pennington. That's what I call her. Well, that's what I call her for this fight because she's not going to lose a round. She's going to win and she's not going to finish. So Tisha Pennington by decision, probably going to be like minus 400, maybe. I mean, you could just throw the whole kick off the night, bag it, baby. Dump the bag out right there right off the rip. Pennington, obviously minus 245. She's heavy. And this is on Wednesday as well. Remember, this is Wednesday afternoon that we're recording this, so the line could be moving. This is the updated line I got right now. Lines could be moving, boys. So, I mean, she could probably close at minus 400. I view her that. I would actually probably put her at like minus 800. I think Pennington is a motherfucker to take down. She's super athletic. I know she's getting a little older for this women's division, but you got like Angela Hill. As long as these women, fighters, not just women, as long as they stay in shape and they're grinding like that. She had a baby. She took some time off. She came back. She looked good against Carlos Esparza. A lot of people thought she lost. I thought she won that fight. And I think she's going to win this fight. I think she's too fast, athletic, and just knows how to win. And I think she's going to be a clean sweep, 30-27 for Tisha Pennington. The point spread that they give out, I always go plus because if I play those, I usually like the fighter to win at least one round. I don't think Pinheiro is going to win around here. No disrespect to Pinheiro. I just think Tisha Pennington, 30-27, clean sweep, the minus 3.5 or whatever they're going to set that line at. I think that's going to be a gorgeous number. All right, next up, Hung Sung Park. I should be wearing my glasses, man. But every time I wear my glasses, it's like, chicks DM me and it's like, I'm married. You know what I mean? I'm happily married. Quit. I know I look great in glasses. Fucking John Anik always humbles me. He says I got like a flat top, right? Look at this hair, right? It's hard to tell because my camera's kind of flat right now. It's faded on the sides or whatever. It's very, very short, but we're getting it grown out. We're going to get the flow back. He told me I look like Buzz, the older brother from Home Alone, which is a rip. That's just a rip. He's like, do you mind if I call you Buzz? Which I don't. Listen, we're busting balls. I don't give a shit. But what? Buzz? From the older brother? Kevin McCall's older brother? That redheaded fuck? What? Anyway, not a flat top. Carlos Hernandez versus Hung Sung Park, minus 170 for Park. Hernandez is plus 142. Hernandez is a guy who he's floating around the UFC. He gets okay wins, but he's competitive in certain fights where he probably shouldn't be. He could be competitive against Park. Park has good grappling. He's got good power, knows how to finish the show when he wants to. And I think these Korean fighters right now, they're bubbling right now. The Korean Zombies got a great organization over there. The Korean fighters from way back when, early days when they came over, that great judo, great base, good striking, heavy on top. And these young guys are just evolving even more so at that. And Park is one of those guys I think are pretty good. Obviously, he's young in the game. He's 9-0. So you got to watch that. You want to put all your chips in the basket. Minus 170 seems a little bit low to me. So I will put a lot of chips in that basket. That could be a slime ball candidate. Again, I'm not giving the slime ball out until later this week because the props aren't available for me right now. But Park could be a candidate, baby. Park could be an absolute candidate. He could also be a mortal lock candidate. I'm going to get my locks at the end because I actually don't have them written down because I'm an idiot. But yeah, Park could be a candidate, babe. What do you say? All right, next up, Denise Gomes, minus 575, versus Elise Reed, plus 425. Elise Reed's a girl who is so confident. She goes out there. She got a little bit of swagger to her, right? She's got a unique, funky style of striking, right? No defense whatsoever. Her grappling is slowly coming away, but you got Denise Gomes, who's got that fucking neck tat right in the middle. Boom, right? No numbing cream. She did that shit. She probably stood up and got that fucking thing done. Didn't even wince, right? She's a bad bitch, right? Her skills aren't quite to bad bitch level yet. I'm not saying they can't get there, but they're not there yet. But Elise Reed, I just think shits the bed too many times. I think she could be a potentially good fighter. I just think she makes too many careless mistakes in there. I think her grappling is obviously weak. I think Gomes, who's a little undersized in this spot here, is going to take her down. It's going to beat her up a little bit on the feet. I think Elise Reed's really got to let go and really got to use those hands and cut different angles like she does, and really has to let go on Gomes. But I just think the grappling and the power of Gomes is going to be too much. Minus 575, even though your boy knows chicks. I mean, it's well documented. I know chicks. 575 is hard to get to. Decision win. If you want to parlay it up, be my guest. You better be like an 8-legger so you can get some juice out of that. But I'm going to pass on that I like her by decision. I don't think she can finish Reed. I think Reed's pretty tough. All right, next up, Yader Davilus. Minus 500 versus Connor Matthews. Plus 380. So Connor Matthews, I support the troops. You know what I mean? Listen, I think he was in the military, right? Looked bad on the Contender Series, right? And then came back and won, but didn't look great, gets a contract. And he's been knocked out twice since then, right? Not the most well-rounded guy in there. He's a tough dude. I respect what he did for the country, but let's just call the spade a spade. He got in UFC because he's got a great story, not because of his skills. And Yader Davilus fought a really tough guy on the Contender Series where he hit him with fucking everything and dude didn't go down. Connor Matthews ain't built like that. You're gonna get chipped away. You're gonna get beat up here, Connor Matthews. I think KO is coming by Davilus. Maybe in the first round, maybe in the second round. I'm playing it by KO though. Minus 500. It's steep, but we'll see what that prop ends up at KO. But I like Yader Davilus. Am I even saying his name right? I can't even read this. That's how bad my fucking eyes are. Yader Davilus. Like Yadier Molina, that little cocksucker from the St. Louis Cardinals. I hated that guy. All right, more chicks. This girl's name I do not know how to say. Her name is Tanara Lisboa versus Luana Santos. This fight, I mean, it's really close to a bowl of spaghetti fight. You know what I mean? Really close. Lisboa, undefeated in the UFC right now, 2-0. She looked not great against Ravina Oliveira, who I think is very average her last time out. They traded takedowns, unanimous decision win, unforgettable fight. Before that, she submitted Jessica Rose Clark, who had some good grappling in her arsenal, so that was a solid win. And you got Luana Santos, who's a little bit of a cutie, but coming off a loss to Casey O'Neill, who's a dog, who's another cutie as well. But Juliana Miller, she knocked Juliana Miller out. I mean, I know Juliana Miller just got a win, but if you watch that fight, Juliana Miller looked horrible. Stephanie Yeager, decision win, and then rear naked choke over Maria Aganova. Remember Maria Aganova, the biggest women's upset in the UFC history. Yeah, I like Lisboa here as a dog. Give me the dog here. You borrow a little bit,
Hello? Okay, this is dog.
Not my dog lock, at least not yet, but give me Lisboa, plus 136. I just don't think Santos has what it takes. I mean, she's beaten some scrubs. I just don't know if she's going to get in there and really take advantage of Lisboa here. I think Lisboa is maybe kind of one-dimensional and stuff, and Santos maybe has a game plan. She has more experienced, but I just think Lisboa at the dog money, a bowl of spaghetti. You put two pitchers up, you chuck a bowl of spaghetti. Whoever's got the more noodles on it, you pick, and the more noodles is Lisboa. You know what I mean? So we go on. Taga Moises. Minus 110 versus Jarrett Gordon, minus 110. So Jarrett Gordon is a thorn in my side because I like the guy. I respect the guy as a person. He's been through a lot, but I can't get this fucking guy right. My little pea brain, this MMA brain of mine, just tells me he's not very good. The Charles Oliveira fight where he just got absolutely destroyed. It's Charles Oliveira. It's Chucky Olives. Got destroyed. He beat Patty. I was there live. I thought he won. And then the King Green, he was losing. And then the headbutt destroyed Mark Manson. And the Habrass fight, he lost a split decision. Just all stand up. His boxing looked pretty good. And then you got him here against Thiago Moises, who's only 30. I feel like this guy's way older than that. I just can't get on Jarrett Gordon's side, right? I just can't. I don't know what it is. He seems like a good dude. Does a lot for, recovering addicts and all that stuff. But, the Nas fight, his last fight, he landed 141 significant strikes, stood up on the feet, didn't really attempt many takedowns, didn't get any takedowns, and looked fucking good, right? Could have won the fight, could have, should have, would have. I thought Nas won. But against Moises, who I think is a good striker, and if the fight goes to the ground, that's a problem for Gordon, who's heavy on top, but Moises' jiu-jitsu is very good. His jiu-jitsu is very good. Problem is Gordon had such success against Nas on the feet. He's like, I don't need to take Moises down. I'm going to box the dude's ears off. Quote Ian Gary. I'm going to go out there and box this dude. I don't give a fuck about going on the ground. That could lead to your downfall because Moises can crack on the feet. He might not be pretty to look at. It might be wild. It might be, but he could clip him. You know what I mean? And you're giving me minus 110. I'm going to go Moises. Not to mention I can't get Jarrett Gordon right. And I am not doing great this year, personally, personally betting and on the Anakin Forian. Is it too soon to say my mom died in January and that's why I'm having such a hard time, right? Can I use that excuse yet? I don't think it's a real excuse, but I think I'm entitled to it, right? I'm down I'm down 9,000 of my own money, but Kenny's up so much, I'm down 12,000 total. So I need a big turnaround in the Innick and Florian, big time, right? From here on out, it's gonna be $1,000, $3,000 bets. I need to come back somehow. But like, am I allowed using the dead mom pass? Is that, I mean, I know my mom, if she was looking down right now, if she's here right now, she's like, dude, use that shit. Fuck yeah, use that shit. But give me Moises. I like Thiago Moises. Sub or knockout. I think a finish is going to happen. I know Jared Gordon hasn't been finishing a little bit. I know the Bobby Green fight, whatever. He did get hurt in that fight, though, regardless of the headbutt. Yeah, give me Moises. Probably by KO. That's going to be a juice number. We'll take a look at that later in the week. All right, next up we got Mateus. This guy was on looking for a fight with Dana White. Camilo minus 225 versus Gabe Green plus 25. So Gabe Green came in the UFC, just an iron-headed dude, tough. Can't put me out. He gets put out, right? You know what I mean? Like these guys who are scrappy like that, like if they don't have a chin, they don't have a UFC career. And I'm not saying Gabe Green's chin's gone, but Camilla's pretty well-rounded. You know, he fought that dude that said, Dana, I want to be in the UFC. And he ran on stage and he's like, I'll give you a shot. And he fought, you know, you probably watched the looking for a fight or a fighter, whatever it's called on Dana White's, whatever they put it after the pay-per-view. Camilo beat him by decision. I've looked up tape him after that. He's pretty good. He's got really good leg kicks, nasty on the feet. Takedown offense is still work in progress. Not the worst in the world, still work in progress. He's pretty good off his back. He's hit some stuff off his back, but cardio seems to hold up as well. Seems super emotional when he got that call, which I love. I like Mateus here. I like Camila. I think he's gonna beat Gabe Green. I think Gabe Green again. His one thing that he's really good at. He's pretty big for the division as well. He's a pretty thick dude, but he's tough. Like I take a shot. You know what I mean? I can get out there. I can you know. And then now he's starting to wilt a little bit. So if you can't take a shot, you know what is your game? You know, pressure and pace. Cool, that's cool until you get hit. Where's the defense? Where's the offense? I just don't know if I love his offense. So give me Mateus Camila. Julian Rosa plus 154. Love that number. Versus Melky Costa minus 185. So Joe, aka I'm Saturday, makes fun of me because I can't get Melky Costa right. This guy is just like Jared Gordon. This dude's a thorn in my side. Now, you're saying, Brian, if you let me do that again, take two. Brian, if you keep picking against him, why don't you just believe in him and pick him to win? That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong because this guy, this motherfucker is taking so much of my money. I need to get it back. And Julian Rosa is going to get it back from me, baby. Melky got knocked out early in his UFC career. He's been wobbled. He's not made of iron, babe, right? He's aggressive. Julian Rosa doesn't have a great chin either, but he usually has trouble with like big power punches. Melky's more of a volume guy. Wants to get you to the ground as well. Julian Rosa is very good off his back. He's good at stopping takedowns. His cardio is pretty good too. And he's big for the division. Big, long, whatever. Destroyed Darren Elkins. I don't know what though. Darren Elkins, did he get roofied? Like, that was the worst performance I've ever seen in the UFC. I know that might be hyperbole. I really have to sit down and look at it. But that was fucking embarrassing for Darren Elkins. I know he's not the most talented guy in the world. He always puts out wars. That was concerning and embarrassing. But Julian Rosa, making a quick turn, underdog against Melky. I'm going to Rosa. For the record, Kenny Florian did put $500 on Melky. The guy's obviously doing something right this year. So, again, fade me if you want. As long as you're watching and listening, you don't have to agree with everything I'm saying. But give me Juicy J, give me Rosa, give me the dog. I'll tell you right now, that's my dog lock. Oh, yeah.
Hello? Okay, this is dog.
That's my dog lock, right? We're going. I don't have them written down. That was a spur of a moment. There's another fighter we'll get to in a minute that I really kind of liked as well. It's a pick switch. But give me Julia Rosa. All right, next up, you got Nursultan Rozaboyev. Minus 298 versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Plus 240. Stoltzfus, you know what I mean? I wasn't a bully in high school. Maybe some people said I was. I'm very sarcastic. I bust balls, right? So there maybe was a few. I never beat up like nerds. Never bash fucking nerds or anything, bro. But maybe I was a jerk. Maybe, whatever. But if I had a guy, I don't know why I think this, but Stoltzfus is just such a dork last name. This dude's like what? He's born in America, but he represents Germany. Now he's back. I don't understand his story. It's a unique story. I don't get it. Don't have to get it. Give me the Russian. I know he's not technically Russian. Give me Rozaboyev. I like him at 85. I don't want him at 70. That's where he got lost against Buckley. long range weapons, piece up Stoltzfus, who doesn't have the best the best defense, or he's gonna be outranged as well, outgunned on the feet. Give me Rosa. The number, it doesn't jump off the screen to me. This could be a parlay piece. We'll see. But I like Rosa. I'm very confident in that. This is the fight I keep going back and forth because Stoltzfus is a surprise, right? He dumped Joe Pyfer. He's got a good takedown. He seems physically strong. Broke Joe Pyfer's arm in the Contender Series. Like, the guy's had some good wins. He beat up Marc-Andre Barrio, knocked him out, right? He gets Rosa up to the ground, who we saw as a real dead fish off his back on the Buckley fight. Buckley's a super athlete, very, very strong. But Stoltzfus is a bigger, stronger guy, and that's his game. He wants to get on top. So listen, there's some dog value on Stoltzfus or whatever, but I'm going Rosa here. I think he's gonna stifle him on the feet. I think he might give up a takedown, and once he gets up from that one takedown, if he does get up, hopefully, I'm trying to predict the future here. I think he's gonna piece him up on the feet. I think he's gonna knock him out. So give me Rosa up. Next up, Sadiq Yusuf plus 110 versus Marion Santos minus 130. This is the pick switch. This is the not famous pick switch. So Marion Santos fought Francis Marshall last time out. A lot of people thought he lost. I thought he lost. Young up and coming kid, a lot of promises. He came out and said, "Hey, I lost on the Yankin Florian. I picked him. I'm switching to Sadiq." You know what I mean? I like Sadiq Yusuf. This is one of the guys I was early on coming off the Contender Series against Mike Davis. What a hell of a performance. And he's had some ups and downs in the UFC. His wins aren't great. I don't think any of the people he's beat are in the UFC. His losses are good, though, right? The Arnold Allen fight, if he didn't get dropped twice in that fight at the end of those rounds, he would have won that fight. I thought he looked really good. It was very close. Maybe not would have won, but he got dropped, so he lost the round. Stand-up's competitive. You get put down, that other guy wins the round. Sorry. And then Diego Lopez just jumped on him, right? You didn't get much from that fight. So the chin is a bit of an issue for me. I think he's been put down before. He's been put out before. You've seen him hurt in a lot of fights, but he's got a lot of heart. He's got really good cardio. He's got really good skills. He's been able to come back from that. Marion Santos likes to throw down, likes to strike, land it. A lot of good strikes over Francis Marshall, but I just think Sadiq striking is going to be a little more fluid. Is that 155? Sadiq was he's not the biggest 45er. He's pretty muscled up though, dude. He's pretty fucking thick boyed. But I like Sadiq at plus 110. I don't know what the number is currently while you're watching this, but it's plus money right now as I'm recording this, and I like the plus money, bitch. I like Sadiq Yusuf. That's a pick switch for me. I'd pick Marion Santos. So if you're a hardcore Anna Florian listener, you have come over here and you go, BP, you just fucking pick Santos 2 days ago. What the fuck's up? What's that bee in your bonnet, bro? Pick switch. I did it. I'll let the boys know. I didn't bet on Santos, but I'll let the boys know. I'll let the appropriate authorities know. Co-main event, if you call it that, Potolea plus 380 versus Rodolfo. What is it? Rodolfo. Excuse me. Bellato minus 500. Bellato's the play here. Bellato by KO is what I got $1,000 on the Indian Florian. I'm not wavering on that. I'm dying to see what that prop's going to be. Bellato's lost to one man twice. Vitor Petrie has been knocked out. The Jimmy Crute fight, he was dead a million times and came back. The guy's got a lot of heart. His chin, maybe he's not the best in the world. Apparently, he does have some good jiu-jitsu when he's on top. Let's not play that fucking game with Paul Craig. Paul Craig was trying out at 85, said, nah, I'm not doing that weight cut anymore. I'm back up at 205. Bellato's a big boy. Thick old boy, right? Think about that, Paul Craig. Paul Craig's wiry. He's got that skinny, kind of skinny muscle frame. He's wiry, but he did look pretty good at the press conference I watched today, or the media scrum, whatever it was. He said, listen, if I don't win Monday morning, I'm not a UFC fighter. I love the honesty. I love the, and when Paul Craig's back's against the wall, he usually performs well. So a huge number on Craig, but I'm too much invested in Bellato right now. I already put the money on him. I think if he touches Paul Craig at least once or twice, he's out. Paul Craig's chin is not good. Johnny Walker hit him like this as he caught Johnny Walker's leg. I mean, he literally went like, boop, back fist, knocked out Paul Craig. Paul Craig, I like saying his name, is going to get knocked on this fight. Give me Bellato. That's probably going to be the green hammer. Again, later this week, we'll see. Curious to see what that number is. Got to cut that minus 500, but give me Bellato. All right, main event. Love this main event. Shockingly love this main event. Gilbert Burns plus 375 plus 575, versus Michael Morales, not Medeiros. I didn't say it. Minus 850 here on Wednesday afternoon. I like Gilbert Burns. And I like the quotes he's been saying. I got to give the next guy up. I'm on a 3-fight losing streak. But I think, I know age is just a number, right? But I think hurting his shoulder against Palau, coming back and then fighting JDM, where it was a takedown heavy approach, he gassed out hard and got knocked out. And then he just got bodied by Sean Brady. Didn't get finished, but just Sean Brady just swarmed him. Sean Brady, really good grappler, really strong dude, just showed levels. Morales is a guy I've been saying for a while that's an underdog in this division. Dark horse. 25 years old, huge. Probably going to end his career at 85. Big dude. Just doesn't fight enough, right? It needs to be more active. And I think he's gotten some chops in the UFC. He's finishing everyone. Then he had back-to-back decision wins over guys that are very tough to finish. Jake Matthews is not an easy out. Beat him up, decision him. But then he comes back and gets the Neil Magny test. A lot of young fighters fail the Magny test. Trust me. It's like the test they the Wonderlic they get in the NFL, right? Oh, this guy scored a 20. This guy scored a 2. Magny is the test, the Wonderlic test of the UFC in the welterweight division. And this dude finished Neil Magny. He didn't Mike Malott it, right? He didn't falter. He finished him, right? This kid's good, right? And he's right there. 170, so good right now. I wouldn't say he's right there, obviously, ranking-wise, and deserves to be fighting like Ian Gary, Rachmanov, Bilal, any of those guys. But with a dominant win over Burns, he puts his name right there, and I think his skills are there. The number is going to come. The number in the rankings, fight more people, fight higher ups, is going to come. But the skills are there, right? And I think this kid's sky's the limit for him as long as he keeps his fucking head on straight. He is 25. He's a big boy, could be overconfident, whatever. And Gilbert Burns has skills, but Gilbert Burns' jiu-jitsu is great. He does have power. He's aggressive. He's quick in there. And he's tough as fucking nails, right? I like Morales here. Minus 850 is tough. I'm going to play him by KO. I like Gilly Burns, but yeah, I think he's going to get put out here. I mean, Gilbert Burns spent a lot of his career at 155. He's beefed up and he's looked good at 170, but against a monster 170 like Amos Medeiros, Morales, yeah, it might be a little too much. So give me Morales. Sorry, Gilbert Burns. Morales is going to win. He's going to win by night. That's what's going to happen. All right, this card. Here we go. So I gave you one dog lock. Who's my mortal lock, Brian? Who's the one guy I should go to the window and say, you know what, motherfuckers? BP sent me here, and this is who I'm betting. My real mortal lock is Yair Davil. I think he mows down Connor Matthews. But I cannot give you that pick minus 500 here. He's going to climb. He's going to probably close to 600. I can't in conscious do that. So I'm going to go to the Korean, Sung Park, because I don't see him losing Hernandez. And I just think the Korean team that they got, the Koreans that are the dudes that are coming out are really good. And I just think Hernandez is not, right? And it's a low number, minus 170, as we sit here. We'll see how that balloons up. So that's my mortal lock. That's my dog lock. Who's my send him home? A lot of options. I think there's going to be quite a few finishes, but we're going to go, I'm going to go back to the well here. I'm going to go back to the instincts with fucking firing off my gut. We're going to go to Bill. He's going to knock out Matthews. It's not going to be the most sexiest number in the world, but that's why I sent him home. I need to win my locks. I went 1-3 last week. I need to win my locks. The only one that was my dog lock. Zahabi 1, 2, and 3. Last quick plug before we go. This weekend, May 17th, in Newport, Kentucky, at Megacorp Pavilion. Ohio Combat League runs a nice little promotion here in Ohio. And we got Melvin Gillard. Remember Melvin Gillard, Ultimate Fighter 3, right? 2? 3? 2? I think it's 2. We got Melvin Gillard versus Josiah, can't pronounce his name, Harold. Supposed to fight JDM in the UFC, found something wrong with his brain scan, comes out of Columbus, 8-0, very good fighter. We got that, right? And then we got the guy that I sponsor, Hunter Frazier, through putting in work. He's got a great story. Go follow him on Instagram, Hunter Frazier. I'll tag him. You'll see it, whatever. He's fighting, quick turnaround after his last TKO. He's 2-1 currently. And I'm going. I'll be there. I'll be there with my buddy Steve, who's been a long-time Melvin Gillard fan. We might dye our hair blonde to support Melvin Gillard, even though I think Josiah Harold's going to destroy him in round 1. Doesn't matter. I'll be there. Megacorp Pavilion, Saturday, May 17th, this Saturday. I'll probably do an independent video showing you, what to do. And if you're not in the greater Cincinnati area, go buy the pay-per-view, support local MMA. These guys, we need promotions like Ohio Combat League. We need promotions all over the United States to provide good platforms and reliable platforms for young fighters, up-and-coming fighters to perform so they can get their eyeballs in front of people so they can get signed to the UFC. We got to grow MMA, and this is where it starts, baby. That's it. That's the show. 40 minutes, 40 clean, bitch. 40 clean. I love you guys so much. I can't wait to talk about the thing that I've been teasing. That's coming really quickly. You guys are the best. And if you're in Chicago, I'm going to be talking about Chicago for a while. I know it's in August. We got a little bit to go, but I'll be in Chicago. So if anyone wants to go out to Chi-Town, see your boy, we'll be there. This old Jack boy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You guys can touch me. Smells are free. Touching's free. But, you have my consent. I don't know why I said that. That's a weird way to end it. But let's fucking end it because I got to go make my kids dinner. Let's go.